Dr. P. Appakutti sir. He always guiding us to conduct such a program in our institution and given permission to conduct this Atal FDP in our campus. I welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome Captain of PA Institution, our dynamic principal, Dr. T. Manikandan. He always motivates us and encourages us to conduct such a program in our institution. I welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome our administrative officer, heads of various departments. I welcome you all. Next, I welcome coordinator of this FDP, Mr. A. Vinod Kumar, Assistant Professor, PA College of Technology, Pollachi. Next, I welcome my own EEE faculty members and non-teaching staffs and wonderful support and to make success of this Atal FDP. I welcome you all. Last but not least, I welcome our participants from various colleges throughout the nation. Without participant, this FDP will not going to be a success one. So participants are heroines of this FDP. So I welcome all the participants for this wonderful FDP. In this junction, I like to mention one thing to our participants. In future, renewable energy will play a major role. So those who are going to do PhD or those who are guiding PhD, you can do research on renewable energy system that will help you for your bright future and also to the nation. So you know very well, after 50 to 60 years, there is no coal available to generate power to meet our demand. So to meet our demand, the alternate solution only the renewable energy sources, that to solar and wind to roll most to generate the power. So this Atal FDP will give more idea about integration of renewable energy system using artificial intelligence and big data analytics effectively. So once again, I welcome you all for this Atal FDP program. Thank you. Now I welcome Engineer S. Sellukumar sir to give an inaugural address. I welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It's my pleasure and honor, in fact, to probably see 55 odd participants joining from across India through online. And I guess the sir has talked about this COVID and they couldn't conduct in classrooms. And like always, means was a challenge probably brings us to go to the next level, right? If we don't have a COVID, we would have never ever imagined such a virtual seminars or faculty development programs or workshops or whatever it is. So challenge is always a mother of invention, and we are probably means also COVID has given a new dimension for an education world, right? And few people treat it as a challenge, few people treat it as an opportunity. And it's my pleasure again to means what say deliver this inaugural address for this wonderful FTP. And let's not really waste our time. As a businessman, I always look at the time, like 55 people, like say example 15 minutes if you are spending, like it is about 10 plus hours, like 12.5 hours, and our company man-hour rate is approximately $100 US per hour, and I always count it. So I will keep it very short, but like means what say, let's have a quick Q&A itself at the beginning so that like you can understand what you have to learn across this 5 days. Can anyone say what is the total renewable installed capacity as on today in India, and what's our target by 31st December 2022? I expect the answers in the chat. You need not really unmute yourself. What's the total renewable installed capacity as on today, and what's our target by 31st December 2022? That is means like about 13 months, 15 days to go. What's our target? Shall I get some answers? What's the total installed capacity and what's the renewable capacity? Like, let's focus on what's only the renewable capacity. That's the topic of today. And probably we have to understand or we have to get the answer for the question why before we go through this complete picture. Right? Any answers for what's the total installed capacity? All right. If you really do not know this installed capacity, let me take 100 megawatt is too less. 100 megawatt is too less. Okay. No worries. Let me bring the screen on. Like I thought of probably having an inauguration without the screen on, but like hope you are able to see my screen. Right. So you need not really go anywhere. You just probably pin my screen and you can watch. I have just Googled it with CEA. I'm just Googling it with CEA. CEA stands for Central Electricity Authority. Going to this page, cea.nic.in. Like this is an amazing website. Almost all those who are concerned or connected with electrical energy supposed to aware of this website, either a student or a faculty or an engineer, or you're into research and development or a business development, whatever it is. Like there are plenty of reports. I'm not really going to individual reports like daily, monthly, quarterly, annually, etc., etc. I'm just going to monthly reports, and I'm just going to the installed capacity. But like it's for you, you can probably take any one report on a daily basis and you can learn, and probably you can make that as a LinkedIn post, so that as a faculty you can make more money in your YouTube or in your digital trainings rather than getting the salary from the college. Like obviously as a businessman I look at always that numbers, but like that's true. So means I can give quite a lot of role models also, those who got trained in our organization now making quite a lot of YouTube videos or probably LinkedIn posts, and they are running their own training programs. Right, let's come back to this topic. Look at what's the total installed capacity as of October 2021. You can download this or you can view this, both it's possible. Like I'm just means what to say, viewing it, and also for the benefit of all the participants, I'm putting that in the chat so that like you can watch what's the install capacity, and still that is there here for the benefit. Like I will open up what's the one which I have downloaded already. That's the same one. Like for the zooming purpose I'm using this. This gives the data on 31st October 2021, hardly 15 days back, gives nuclear corner of the data, and this precisely tells why we need to have this faculty development programs on renewables, on big data, on artificial intelligence, right? So answer is crystal clear here. This is as of now what's the total installed capacity. As of now the total installed capacity is 3,90,791 megawatt. Or if it is difficult to remember, 390 gigawatt, 390.7 gigawatt, or 390.8 gigawatt, whatever the number which is convenient for you. 3,90,791 megawatt or 390.8 gigawatt. That's the total installed capacity across India. Out of which 103 gigawatt or 1,03,000 megawatt comes from renewables, which means already country has more than 25% of the installed capacity as far as the renewable is concerned, right? So I still remember when I have joined as a fresh power system engineer way back in 2006, we used to model a wind turbine generators as a negative load. That's a passive modeling itself enough by the time, just about 14 years back, not too long, maybe 16 years back, right? So, but now if you look at this, 103.055 gigawatt of installed renewable capacity out of 390.791, which is typically, right, how much percentage? 26.37% of the installed capacity is renewables. And still I read some subjects in the college textbooks, etc. They put a big circle, 100% total installed capacity, out of which like 60 is thermal, 35 is hydro, remaining 5 others they will give. But if you take and if you redraw that graph as of 30th October 2021, not 15th 11 where we are standing today, if you go 15 days back and if you look at the installed capacity, renewable alone has 26.37% of installed capacity. And the next question is where we want to jump by 31st December 2022, that is hardly about 13 months, 15 days away from now. Answer is here 175 gigawatts, which means we are trying to, means what to say, ramp up 169% from today, right? So means 69% increase is what is expected, or at least if you put it directly in gigawatt, we are expecting 72 gigawatt or 72,000 megawatt in just matter of 13 months. That essentially brings the answer for this question: why do we need renewable energy integration, right? For past so many years, so far we are able to achieve only 103 gigawatt, 103,000 megawatt. Our target is 175,000 megawatt. We need to add additional 72,000 megawatt or 71.945 gigawatt to meet our target, and we are on track. When we say that, automatically it brings a quite interesting fact. When we have this 175 gigawatt renewables, what are the causes or the problems or the challenges it will bring to this grid? As we know, renewable is renewable. It has amazing good words, but like when it comes to the electrical system, it's intermittent in nature, and it has a challenge on, regulating the power output from the sources. It causes huge mismatch between the generation and demand at each and every moment, and it's a responsibility of the load dispatch centers to balance the generation and demand at each and every moment, because we know electrical energy neither be stored, or at least it's cannot be stored economically, and probably electricity cannot be stored electrically itself. And coming back to the topic, like why renewable energy integration using artificial intelligence or a big data, and like I'm looking at the installed capacity of 390,000 megawatt, 390 gigawatt, 103 gigawatt from renewables. Out of this 103 gigawatt, about 47,665 megawatt from solar, right? 47.665 gigawatt from solar. And like the target by the next year, December, is 100 gigawatt. That means so far we have only 47 or 48 gigawatt, and probably remaining 52.3 gigawatt we are planning in next 13 months, which means approximately 4,000 megawatt every month, which we are planning for the next 1 year. So if you increase this solar rapidly, and like if you take the same scenario for a wind, it is about 40 gigawatt. Our target is 60 gigawatt. So 20 gigawatt, we are going to add it in next 13 months, approximately 1.5 gigawatt, 1,500 megawatt wind each and every month. Having said that, what are the challenges this intermittent resources which are going to bring to this grid? In terms of overloading, in terms of losses, in terms of transmission bottleneck, in terms of short circuit current injection, in terms of protection, in terms of stability, in terms of ride through capability, in terms of power quality, flicker, harmonics, and so-called sophisticated softwares, power system simulation softwares available as of now is probably insufficient to handle such things. And that's where I have probably told at the beginning of the session, when I was a power system engineer way back in 2006, like we have modeled the wind turbine generators. By the time solar is not at all there, right? Means wind turbine generators is a negative loads. Like if you want to model 100 megawatt wind farm, like we have put a load, and probably we have given minus 100. And now we are altogether in a different state. And probably the organizations like us who are sitting in the organizations always look for money, always look for a business. But someone has to sit holistically review and study the impact of this renewables on the grid. And if there is any challenges, holistically we have to take necessary steps to prevent what are the challenges or what are the problems which these renewables are going to cause to this industry. And of course, that cannot be done without the support from academics, right? We never care about like what is there in the mathematical model or what is happening in the artificial intelligence, right? So it's probably, I'm looking at the collective responsibility of the industry and academicians like you to look at what is the anticipated problem when we integrate this 175 gigawatt, or if we add like 53 gigawatt of solar in next 13 months, 4,000 megawatt of solar every month, if you are adding for the next 13 months, what will happen to the grid? So I sincerely request you to probably pick the problems for your PhD. If you're not doing, if you're doing PhD, if you already completed your PhD, means for your students, you push this real-time problems rather than downloading some IEEE problems, which may be, means what say, irrelevant for Indian scenarios concerned, right? So pick up the problem from websites of like CA, which I have put it in already in LinkedIn, sorry, already in this chat. And like you can take it, the websites like POSACO, you can take the websites like CERC, you can take the websites like load dispatch centers, or you can take the websites like Power Grid and pick up the problems, and that probably gives you the PhD degree, and probably that gives the solution for the industry peoples like that, like us, and it gives a solution for country like India to move forward with our, I mean, so say, green and clean energy. I guess like that's all I probably want to thought at the means what say inauguration session. I don't want to really bore with you, as I also told like the time is valuable for everyone. I am not really going to disturb for the first speaker, those who are coming to in. I guess like what's the information which I have probably paused might be useful. If it is useful, just type out useful in chat. And with that, I will conclude my inaugural address and wish the college and the organizers the program to be an amazing success, and wish the participants to learn more and more so that they can enrich the skill and probably means what say enlighten the world, as means what say inaugural address professor has told like means what say teachers are candles. So means what say first you have to I means what say light up yourself before you are lighting up others. You light up yourself in this program and you light up the entire world after this. Thank you so much. Have a great day for all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.